Grip electric camera crews are world class. They're as good as any crew in the world.
My name's Brownie. I'm one of the key grips on the job.
My name's Reg Garside. I'm the gaffer on Matrix 2 and 3. The electrics in Australia, we look after everything that's got to do with lights, including all the C-stands, the cutters, the gels, the diffusions, the blacks and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. Let's put the water on. In Australia, the grips are obviously in charge of all the camera movement. You put up the green screens, general support rigging for electrics on set.
Or was it the circuits are off? That's why it didn't work.
We do total support structure for the camera department.
That was good. A little bit later on the glasses.
The movie is so big, so complicated that they run their own fiefdoms.
That sort of comes down as a rimmer, so it should run that way.
I can adjust that while it's up here. Just lock it off there.
We run a 24-hour-a-day grip department, 5 days a week. The scale of these movies is no way you could build this in the morning and pack it up and go home at night.
Brownie has to run his ship, and Reggie has to run his ship, and they consult with me, but we're all three equal. Many, many creative decisions are made solely by them.
Mega was on it this afternoon.
Yeah, if we say in the Mega Man.
What Bill does is he tends to leave a lot of the set lighting to us as a lighting department.
Reg moves ahead and lights the sets in advance. We talk about it, but specifically, I don't really know. You know, I want a soft light here, and I want a hard shaft there, and I want there's some explosions, and this has got to happen. And Reggie I can just see him going, okay, I need to get lightning strikes, and you know, it's like flicking them off.
Is that light coming into here?
No, it's not, mate. What I've got your lads used to do for me there is take it off and use that. When you work with a guy for a year and a half, nearly 2 years, it's it becomes pretty easy. Your thoughts are almost the same.
He'll light a set, I'll go by and put my 2 cents in, which I've never done with anybody else, really.
We use a lot of soft lights, a lot of bounce lights. There's not very many hard lights. A lot of our sets we've used up to 1,000, 2,000 cans in the roof just to get us up to the light levels we need. Light up, please, Scotty. We had a lot of light up there. We had a lot of light. Just have to move this around, mate. Just going to get another reading on this. We've wanted to light for speed because, we've only got a certain amount of time. So we could shoot virtually any way at any single time. The brothers like to be able to shoot all over the place.
There's one thing I want to say about the grip department. I won't say it on film, Mark.
That was our leader. And the rigs for cable cams and flying cameras was probably the highlight from a gripping point of view of what all the lads done. That's very impressive. And that speed is variable. The expectation that's laid out and passed down the line is obviously ginormous. You've got to do a lot of controlling to keep what they need of the camera. Matrix introduced us to visual effects of green screen and blue screens.
Yeah, brought into being just a green screen unit or a blue screen unit. And basically their job is to go around and obviously blue and green screen all the stages that we need.
It's a car.
It's a huge effort to do. You can see this set here, this is in the real world. All the colours, they tend to lean towards blue. So we can't use any blue screen around them because we'll start losing them when we start digitising and mucking around with them in visual effects. So that's why we've gone with green. Vice versa, when we're in the matrix, it's green, so we have to use blue screens. What we've got here, guys, is we've got a designated wet area and a dry area. All our cables are being kept off the floor because of any mishaps, anything happens. People walking around, they traipse water around with them when it gets wet. There's 700 amps of phase running around underneath all this rigging here, which is a lot of power.
Biggest problem was liaising with special effects, figuring out where their water's going to go, and then making sure that everything that we've got rigged above around the set is fully protected, no one gets electrocuted.
Action.
These guys have upwards of 2 to 3 stages being rigged all at the same time. We've had 160 sets to do on this job. It's been a pretty mammoth task. And these guys here are responsible for that.
Grips and electrics are got to be a very close bond. I never think twice about what's hanging above my head, and that's a credit to them.
Oh, look. What does it say? What?
Over this last 12 months, we've probably crammed about 5 years' worth of film experience just into this 1 year.